Hey fellow Southeastern students, my name is Nathan Alex. I am recording this video for Dr. Lander's COM-1100 class, Speech 2, which is Share Your Passion. This was a hard speech for me to come up with because I've got so many different passions that I could yap about for hours unprovoked, but the one I finally landed on was VBS. If you don't know what VBS stands for, it's short for Vacation Bible School. One of the reasons I chose this as my passion is because it had a huge impact on me as a child, a youth worker, and now it's part of my job. Another reason that I thought the timing was fit to talk about Bible school in a passion speech was because two of the largest VBS publishing companies recently celebrated anniversaries. The first of those is Group Publishing, who this year is celebrating their 30th anniversary with True North VBS, Trusting God in a Wild World. On the back side of this brochure, you can see past logos and all the history along with Group VBS across the children's ministry world. Another publishing company that you may be more familiar with if you're a Southern Baptist is Lifeway Publishing, who last year celebrated their 100th anniversary of Bible school curriculum. If you look in here, you can see some past themes that they've done, many of which you probably did as a child or a youth worker, just showing the impact on VBS to everyone across the years. A large majority of adults across America, specifically the southeastern area, had a good experience at Bible school growing up, even if they were unchurched. The first Bible school took place in a bar hall in New York City in 1898 by an older couple doing medical missions. The husband was a doctor, and the wife would see children in the streets playing during the day and getting hurt and knew there was a safer alternative. So with the help of their home church in Virginia, they rented out a bar hall during the day and did a Bible school type event. Over the years, VBS has experienced lots of trial and error, but the same focus has remained the same: to attract the community and our neighbors with the gospel and the hope of Jesus. Another one of my favorite things about Bible school is its inclusivity to all. Over the last several decades, various Bible school publishing companies have incorporated Spanish curriculum as well as VBS kits designated to go overseas on mission trips until the ends of the earth so that all may hear. In addition to this, some publishing companies have curriculum specifically downloaded just for children with special needs, youth with special needs, and adults with special needs, whether that be physical disabilities or mental disabilities. The cool thing about all these different publishing companies and all these different curriculum styles, it's the same gospel and the same impact and the same hope of Jesus spread to all. Also, approximately 32% of children saved under the age of 18 happen at some VBS event. Whether they're truly saved at the event or that's the start of their salvation process by planting the seed that happens during an event like Bible school. Another cool thing about VBS is it unifies the church together. At our church, we have approximately 150 workers that we need to put on a proper VBS, and that's a good way to incorporate youth workers and senior adults working together for the sake of the gospel and for the sake of VBS. And it's also a way for them to get to know each other inside their own church. Well, the main focus of VBS has always been and will always be the sake of the gospel and the hope of Jesus. A lot more prep is required on the admin side, several weeks and several months before the actual event. Some of that may be how many workers you're going to need, how many groups you're going to have, how much food you need to buy, what t-shirt size you need to get, different allergies, but everything is together for the sake of the gospel and for the hope of the mission of Jesus. One of the things that we have done over the last several years, instead of take-home crafts, because a lot of those get thrown away, truth be told, is edible crafts. So instead of doing a butterfly mask, we're going to do butterfly cookies, and the kids get to decorate them, and then they get to eat them. The children like this a lot more because they have enough stuff at home already, typically, and also they get to have more sugar, and the parents like it more because they don't have to deal with these crafts and hide them when their kids are not looking. So that's what we've done over the last several years, and that's been really well received. One specialty that I've, for lack of better words, gotten advanced into over the last several years is decorating. These are two of my little sidekicks right here. The first one is a wood burner, and while it doesn't look like much and is only a few dollars on Amazon, this thing I can do any signs with, whether it be cargo signs or station signs, and that's come super handy. Another one of those, which is probably my favorite, is a foam knife. This thing additionally was like $15 on Amazon, and I can use it for anything. One of the pieces that has been worked on is this foam wall back here. This was a giant cave several years ago, and we've used them for multiple times, not just Bible school, since then. And it was made with a similar tool to this foam knife, It was a little bit deeper, and you would cut out the edges right here, and you filled it inside with spray foam and then some paint, and badoom, you have a giant cave. Another thing that I've been working on more recently is this giant bear right here. This is an old piece of foam from several years ago, but sometime this weekend, I'm gonna get my heat knife, I'm gonna heat it up, and I'm gonna cut out a bear that we can use for our True North Bible School this year. Another cool thing about decorations is we have a larger VBS budget, which means we're able to buy more supplies to make decorations. And due to that, we have our Bible school planned early in the season, so we can share it with 10 to 15 different churches as the summer goes on, so they can continue with the same mission and the same focus and the same hope of the gospel through something fun like VBS and something fun like decorations at VBS. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the speech, Bible school has and will always be important to me because seeds were planted in me as a child, as youth worker, and adults in different stages of life for the same hope of the gospel and for the same mission and for the purpose of the local church, that we all may be unified in Christ and that we all may work together to reach the kingdom and to serve his name. Thank you.